Welcome to the Nightmare Zoo. Subscribe and never look at the forest the same way again. Viewer discretion is advised.
The siege of Blackwood Barn. The silence of the Kentucky backwoods usually brought Elias comfort, but tonight it felt heavy, like a wool blanket soaked in ice water. It started with the farm dogs. 3 experienced coonhounds that would chase a bear up a tree without hesitation had been barking frantically for an hour. Then, in a single synchronized instant, they stopped. Elias grabbed his flashlight and stepped onto the porch. The beam cut through the mist, illuminating the old tobacco barn 50 yards away. Nothing stirred. "Blue? Rusty?" he called out. His voice died in the humid air. He swung the beam toward the tree line, and that's when the light caught the reflection. About 7 feet off the ground, 2 amber eyes reflected the beam. They were too wide set for a bear, too high for a cougar. Elias squinted, thinking it was an owl perched on a low branch. Then the eyes blinked, and the creature stepped forward. It didn't fly, it walked. It moved on 2 legs with a disjointed, loping gait that looked painfully unnatural. As it entered the halo of the porch light, Elias felt his blood turn to slush. It was covered in matted, dark fur, with a snout that wrinkled in a silent snarl, revealing rows of yellowed, serrated teeth. But it was the chest and arms that terrified him most broad, muscular and human-like, ending in hands with long, dark claws that twitched with dexterity. This wasn't an animal. It was a monster from a folklore book he had been too afraid to read as a child. The creature threw its head back and let out a sound that vibrated in Elias' chest, a guttural mix between a deep growl and a human scream. Elias scrambled backward, slamming the heavy oak door and throwing the deadbolt just as the first impact shook the cabin. Thud, thud. It wasn't ramming the door. It was testing it. Elias backed away, gripping his flashlight like a weapon. He watched the brass doorknob. Slowly, agonizingly, it began to turn. The creature outside knew how to use a door handle. As the wood splintered and the heavy breathing wet and rhythmic echoed from the other side of the oak, Elias realized the terrifying truth. The dogs hadn't run away. They had gone silent because they knew they were no longer the hunters. They were the prey. And now, so was he.